They're in the maze. There's about 7 guys, all with knives and axes and everything. Mugabe wants us all out of Zimbabwe.
What are you doing here?
I'm here for my land that you've taken.
Mugabe is a complete dictator. Nobody stands against him.
This is my home.
It is your home. Well, you're in the wrong home.
People that have stood against him haven't lasted very long.
You're all right.
They're so badly beaten.
Mike Campbell is about to take on a man who has brought death to thousands.
Pride will protect you. Pride!
We are the only ones that have stuck our necks out and challenged the government.
Justice will catch up with you. If you want to come and steal, if you want to come and destroy.
I think we have been put here for a purpose.
The land belongs to us.
And we must carry out that purpose for which we were put here.
But we're running out of time.
I will sleep here until you are out. And I mean it. I want you out.
All that it needs for evil to flourish is for good men to do nothing.
This is Mike Campbell, my father-in-law. There's a lot more to him than perhaps first meets the eye. Mike's much more at ease back on the farm, checking the mango crop or teaching the children how to fish. It's quite surreal that someone who at heart is as gentle as Mike is about to take on a man who has brought death to thousands. In a few minutes' time, Mike will be facing a dictator in an international court.
Your first day in court.
Oh, that's provided the lift works.
Mike's unflappable character has got us through 8 years of violent threats and raids to try and get us off this farm. This is now our last chance. Mugabe wants us all out of Zimbabwe.
Our present state of mind is that you are now our enemies.
It's a landmark case, but it is worrying because it's sort of one-on-one. Who knows how he'll react?
It's a dictatorial system that we're living under. We've told him that, you know, if he wants to shoot us, he must come and shoot us. We're not leaving.
This is a very much a racial issue. It's about a very racist black man running that country. But Mike is a true African completely. And what I like about Mike is that Mike doesn't try to be a black African. He is a white African. He will talk about things that happen in his experience as a white African. And that's what is nice about him.
I've got nowhere else in the world that I can go or that I can call myself. I can't call myself English or American or Australian. I happen to be white, so I'm a white African.
I'm still the Hitler of the time. This Hitler has only one objective: justice for his people, sovereignty for his people. If that is Hitler right, then let me be a Hitler tenfold.
We moved up here in 1974. It was the 14th of August 1974. I think it was love at first sight. We came back saying, yeah, this is the farm, we must buy this farm. It had all the qualities that we were looking for. It had open water and it had bush, which were two things that we needed for stocking with game, and that was my intention eventually, to stock it with game as well as cropping it. I didn't have the money, so I had to get a loan from the land bank, a loan which I might add took me 20 years to repay. Almost to the year after repaying and getting the title deeds, the government said, we'll have that, thank you very much. And we've been fighting for it ever since. Their plan is to remove every white farmer off the land. And now we've gone to an international court. And I think this is the last chance we've got to keep white farmers here.
This case is a huge responsibility, and I know that it wears on Mike's mind constantly.
This case is a direct challenge to Robert Mugabe and his government, but it's also a challenge to the rest of the world.
We want the world to wake up to the injustices of what is happening inside Zimbabwe. We want people to face the problem, to face the real issues at stake.
Do you think everything is going to be right?
Gifty, it's going to take time.
Okay.
But we mustn't be afraid.
Yeah.
We must help each other. We believe that what we're doing is so clear
Yeah.
You know, because Mugabe has said, because you're a white man, you cannot stay in Zimbabwe. But that's wrong, because we are all children of God.
Yes.
Black people are children of God. White people are children of God.
Yes.
We can all live here together, you know.
Yes. What happens if you lose?
If we lose, Gifty, then we got big problem. We got big problem. But I know we're not going to lose. We've come this far together, we're going to stay, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm a traitor, eh? Otherwise, I'm letting you down, and that's not good.
No.
We love these guys. You know, they've been here for a long time, they're loyal to us, and we give them a square deal. That one guy, Douglas, has been here since we bought the farm. And he was one of my first tractor drivers. But it's very difficult for them to exist under the present circumstances as well, unless we help them. And that's what we're trying to do, is trying to help them in a way so that they can carry on. If we lose the farm, they lose their livelihood as well.
This is a community. We've got 500 people that live on this farm. Workers, wives, children.
For every woman here, she's probably got, what would you say, Virginia, on average, how many children has each person got? About 3?
More than 3, mostly 4 or 5.
4 or 5 children per woman. So works out at, whatever, 320, is it? I don't know, whatever, I'm not very good at times tables, but I'm really happy to be able to be supplying a job where they can survive. I mean, we're all just really surviving until this regime's over and, you know, playing for time, basically.
Everyone is in this current situation together.
Oh yeah, black and white, everybody. There's no difference at all.
Mugabe doesn't want harmony between blacks and whites. He wants the whites to hate the blacks, and he wants the blacks to hate the whites.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Can you say rub-a-dub-dub? Say rub-a-dub-dub.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Well done.
It's on like that. It's on like that. In the heart of the bush, lost in the velvet and Protestant heat, drops nights out of the
Kudu roll. Yeah, I've just been through the orchard now. Apparently they're in the maze. There's about 7 guys, all with knives and axes and everything. So they're
Which
after
maze are they in?
They're in the maze north of the Heidi mangoes there.
Well, there's no use getting excited because there's not an awful lot we can do. I mean, we can go and declare open war. I don't think that's going to solve the problem. It might, but I'll go out when I finish my drink. Now we find ourselves listening for every vehicle that drives in. And as soon as it arrives, you go and have a look what it is, or who it is. And usually it's the farm invaders. It's quite threatening.
Then will you lead the way? Let's go.
Remember, you must help each other.
Okay, sir. Good.
I've just been to the head guard in the compound, and apparently they were there. They told the guard that at the end of the month, when ZANU-PF gets in, then I'm history, I'm gone. I'll be off the farm, and it'll be theirs. So we've got to fight back. I mean, there's no law and order. We can't go to the police. You know, you've got to do something, otherwise you just lie on your back and put your legs and arms in the air and call it a day.
Switch off.
The engine, I want to listen. Is that one of your dogs, about Ginger? You know, there's a lot of sound when you move through maze.
There's a couple of shots we'll get something moving, hopefully. And maybe we might be able to hear where they are. Let me go down to that end, because that's the way they'll want to go.
I'll give you a bit of time and then I'll start shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about hurting these people. We need to let them know, though, that we will protect our guards. We're serious about protecting this farm.
These guys are risking their lives by working for us, simply because we are white men. And Mugabe hates anyone who conspires against him by working for his perceived enemy, which are the white people. But if they don't work for us, who do they work for? They can't get any money from anywhere else at this stage.
Well, I'm quite sure that he's not going to give in. He's not going to give up on the farm, and they would have to take him off the farm by force. And if that meant death, then he would be willing to go along that road.
Do you just walk away? Do you just do nothing? Or do you stand for what's right and what you believe is right for other people?
If good men do nothing, then evil will prevail. And you have to fight the evil.
No, you're going to fight for what's right and what's good when you go through that situation. And it's very difficult for people to understand who haven't been there and who aren't part of it. They look at it from afar and don't put themselves into those situations. Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah.
But it's right to stand for what's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you proud of them?
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys are pretty uneasy this morning. In last night's raid, they singled out one of the chief guards and they attacked him and beat him rather badly, and he was in fear of his life. Is that where they beat you at the bar?
Yeah.
They're trying to make things as unpleasant as possible. If they can intimidate the chief guard and get him out, then they've got free range.
Someone came to my house asking for me. Then I saw there is many people holding weapons, iron bars, catapults. Then when I tried to escape from them, then to catch me, start beating me.
And the cigarette burns on your head.
Yeah. Burning up my forehead, yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's a continuous intimidation scene. It's the same thing when they beat me up. They try and intimidate you so that you either leave or you don't want to do the job anymore or something like that. So we'll take this guy in and he'll get a full medical report.
The problems for us here on Mount Carmel began in November 1997 when we were listed for acquisition as part of the land reform program. Mugabe wanted a new constitution to entrench his power, and as a sweetener, he promised the people land.
The land is ours. It's not European. It's our land. Zimbabwe is African. Zimbabwe for Zimbabweans.
It had little to do with equitable distribution of land, but everything to do with power. He put fear into everyone's hearts. There were thousands of violent beatings, and many people were killed.
Right at the beginning of the farm invasions, we had a mob chanting their ZANU-PF songs. And I can just recall that sort of clutch of fear at the heart, really not knowing what they were intending for us.
It has been scary. We've had some very close encounters.
The realities of land reform have really hit the general population in a major way. There is desperation. The demise of the economy, the lack of basic necessities, the degeneration of the infrastructure, it's all as a result of the land invasions, the land reform program.
In any normal country, the title deed is a piece of paper, which is a very valuable piece of paper, which says that you are the registered owner of a certain property, whether it be a farm or a house or whatever it is. That's what this paper means. But according to the government of Zimbabwe, they've cancelled all title deeds now, and all land in the country belongs to the government by the stroke of a pen. They've taken it over. So your title deed, in fact, in the eyes of the government, means nothing. But internationally, your title deed would still say that you're the registered owner of this property.
I think a country without a rule book is rather like a football game or a rugby game that doesn't have rules, doesn't have a referee. Would just end up in absolute chaos with lots of people getting hurt. And that's exactly what's happening in Zimbabwe at the moment. People are just playing by their own rules. There's no one blowing any whistles at the moment. There's no one keeping to any of the rules of the game. And that's why we need to bring referees in from outside who are prepared to make sure that the rules are upheld.
I think Mike Campbell is a very committed man who is angry because he has been prosecuted for the unique offence of living in his own house and farming his own farm to which he holds the title deeds. A farm which he acquired in 1980 after independence, purchased on the open market and on a certificate of no interest by the Zimbabwean government. It's distinctly racially discriminatory.
They want the farmers out of Zimbabwe. They want to tell them that they are not Zimbabwean, they are not African. But that's racist. You can't adopt a constitution saying we will respect your racial orientation, your racial background, and then say white farmers shouldn't own land in Zimbabwe, come what may. That's what they did. So there is no justification to go for the farms that these farmers now currently have.
His case has to be the most interesting in the sense that he is, as it were, despite his age, a new generation, committed Zimbabwean, employing lots of people, a model employer, and yet because he is white, he has been scheduled as being liable without more to be moved off that land. So it's got at the core of it a vague, racist, and entirely unenforceable description.
If we win the case, the whole land reform program in Zimbabwe becomes illegal. Then every farmer that's been kicked off his land has got the right to come back to his farm.
Mugabe has only got two cards, and that is race and land. Every election is the same, to continue the eradication of the last remaining white-owned farms.
That box, so no one can see. You know the vote is on me, your heart, you know? But Mugabe lose, you know? Yeah. Now Mugabe is no chance now. Because people, they've changed. They want to see something goes change.
Mugabe cannot abide any kind of opposition. People who oppose him go to prison. They get beaten. They disappear.
We've said at recent rallies that the opposition, MDC, will never get into power as long as you are still alive. Many people are saying that is giving impetus to suggesting that you may be trying to rig this election.
If rigging the elections means winning the elections through majority voting, then well, let it be. That's precisely that. We will win. We will be winning all the time.
When the justice system failed us in Zimbabwe, we had nowhere else to go. But within a week, the SADC tribunal in Namibia was finally open for business. Fourteen African nations signed the Southern African Development Community Treaty in 1992. And that's a treaty which commits them by law to upholding human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in the region. The SADC Tribunal offers hope of a fresh start and a chance for real change. Finally, this was our chance to be given a free and fair hearing outside of Zimbabwe.
And you want to see my license? Yes, please. Yeah, you can have 10 million.
Wow.
Zimbabwe dollars.
Thank you so much. There you go, so your car keys.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Have a lovely day.
All right. Bye then. That was very easy. So nice to drive on the streets with no potholes.
Yeah. What have you turned down?
Nelson Mandela. So I imagine our guest house isn't too far away from...
I was quite careful to keep out of Robert Mugabe Avenue because I thought I might have a heart attack, and that wasn't the avenue I wanted to die on. There's so many damned unknowns. We've got the election on Saturday, and we've got this court case which we haven't a clue which way it's going to go. So it's interesting to see which way it's going to go. I mean, if we do win the court case, we don't know what's going to happen politically in Zimbabwe. So we don't know how that's going to be interpreted. So it'll be quite difficult.
We want justice now, you know. Every second that goes by, every day that goes by, there's more people in more serious predicaments. There's more people, you know, going into jail. There's more people being kicked off their farms, and we can't have that. This is, I'm sure there's some more tiles that have fallen off since we were last time. So we got this. There's the government guys, right? On this side, here.
On this side?
Yeah.
Well, did you read the Namibian?
No, I haven't.
Your case is done already in the newspapers before it's come to this tribunal.
No, they sorted it, have
It's sorted out in the papers. So you can just take your paper and fly out of here.
SADC tribunal postponed the Zimbabwe Falls case.
We were told that the main application won't be heard at all.
The government of Zimbabwe wrote to us indicating that they had many logistical problems on the ground which might prevent it from arguing the case. They cited many things, among them the coming elections.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's already all in the newspapers and we've only just got here. I can't believe that they're postponing us.
They're just buying time, Ben. It's just a stitch-up.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
It's a bit of a bummer for Michael and Ben who travelled all the way, but...
I suppose, Mike, we just don't have any choice but to go back home. At least we've still got the temporary protection. We're safe on the farm, at least. Okay, camera's on.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, Mr. Chamada?
How are you, Rich?
What are you doing here?
I'm here for my land.
For your land?
Yes.
Okay.
That you've taken.
Oh.
It was given to me 4 years ago by the government.
No, we've been to the SADC tribunal, as you know, Mr. Chamada.
Who is SADC? I'm SADC.
Yes, and SADC has said...
I am SADC.
SADC has given us full relief
I am SADC.
until the main case.
I am SADC.
Yes.
Right.
And
they had the same feeling
and
as I
SADC
have.
has said, until the main case, you cannot interfere.
Is that why you're refusing to get out of this farm? Tell me.
This is my home, Mr.
It is your home. Well, you're in the wrong home. Who did you pay? The African, or you paid another white fellow?
We paid transfer duties to the Zimbabwe government. We bought it on a willing seller, willing buyer basis.
Is it?
We didn't steal it.
Is it? Now anyway, that's unfortunate because we've realized without land you have nothing. That's why we're here. And
But
please,
you've got land, Mr.
we haven't
Tamada.
got land.
I've been to your house in Harare.
Yes. Have you?
Yes.
You've been raiding my home also.
No, I've
What were
driven
you
past
coming
it.
for?
The guard wouldn't let me through the gate.
Is it? So what were you looking for?
I was coming to see where you lived.
And do what?
Well, if you want to steal my house, maybe you can give me your house.
The land belongs to the black peasants. It is ours. The government took it from you people to redistribute it to the black poor majority.
And ministers are the black poor majority. Every time you come in a brand new car. This is Toyota Prado.
What has this got to do
worth
with my
about
land?
$50,000 US.
But what has this got to do with my
Last
land?
time it was a brand new white twin cab.
Yes.
Before that it was a Jeep Cherokee.
How about you?
Before that it was
How
a lorry.
about you?
Brand
How
new
about you?
lorry.
Hey, that has nothing
Now,
to do with our land.
If you've got all this money, why can't you buy somewhere?
The land belongs to the black peasants. There are a lot of Africans in
So is
Harare all over.
Minister Shamir a black peasant?
He's a minister like any other black person that deserves land. Look at you. You so greed.
I'm so greedy. So you come and steal my house. You come and steal my farm.
You are sitting on
and you say that I'm greedy.
You are sitting on
I paid for it, Mr.
You paid
Tamada.
for it. Wait, I can't buy land in UK.
Why not?
My father, as it is now, everything that he has in London, in America, has all been frozen. You've taken it. My father is not even allowed to go to your country. But you're still here.
But you can own land. It's just the ministers that have got targeted sanctions on them for what they've done to this country.
My friend, you take all the land from us, you starve us, you bring sanctions. In the end, you want to cripple us so that you can take over. It will never be a colony again, this country. It will never be a colony. I will sleep here until you are out. And I mean it. I want you out.
Now these guys that come for the farms, they're not farmers. They just come to asset strip, to steal, they just get hold of farm machinery and strip it down and sell off the bits. And then we all suffer, and farms just become wastelands. Okay, cameras on. I'm with Peter and Kerry Etheridge. This is their farm that we're seeing, Stockdale Farm. It's just been taken over by ZANU-PF militia.
Can't see. There's that one with the hat on, dog, standing in the gate. Take a video of him.
Need to just drive forward a little bit.
They are standing around the house, around the sheds. I don't know. He's got a can of mace. He's got something in his hand.
They're all over the place. Mugabe's war vets are on the move again. We're seeing more and more of this as the election gets closer and closer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Telling another guy to go behind us here through the bush. There's 2 guys there. 3 guys. Oh, there's quite a few there.
Kicking up stones. Okay, let's go back.
Drive!
Keep going.
Come on, man.
Okay, my window's open.
Drive!
I often say to people, I wouldn't like my grandchildren to one day in the future say, my grandfather had a farm in Africa, but a few guys came along and said boo to him, and he packed his bags and ran away and left the farm. I'd rather they had the impression that we fought for the farm, whether we keep it or lose it. At least we tried our best.
I don't think by leaving or running away from the situation is going to help any, because If you run away, as my father always says, somehow the troubles always follow you. So it's better to, be where you are and face the realities or the threats and do the best you can.
We are so tired of you guys. You come here, you grab every nice thing away from us. Everything nice,
Mr.
you take it
Shimada,
away.
we own about 2% of the whole land in Zimbabwe. Can a white person not be a Zimbabwean anymore?
Not anymore, like our
Why
president
not?
indicated to you crystal clear. They indicated to you that we don't want to have anything to do with you people. We have shifted from you guys to the Asians. We have nothing to do with you.
So a white person can't own a house, can't own
We're
any
not
land,
happy
can't do
with
any
the white
farming.
fellows because we've realized your attitude. It's cantankerous. We want to deal with friendlier people. The Chinamen, many of them. Indians, not you. Not you. We don't want you anymore. Get it right? We don't.
But we are Zimbabweans.
We don't care whether you're Indian, Malawi, Karanga, whatnot. We just don't want you in particular. Yourself.
Just because we're white, eh?
Anyway, I'm not talking to you anymore. You can take it wherever you want. I'm happy. And I'm telling you, the land belongs to us. End of story.
The interesting thing that this map shows, the areas that I haven't shaded in at all, were what remained in white commercial hands as at 2000. Every single one of these white commercial farms has now been acquired by government, every single one. Interestingly, these areas here, shaded in blue, are black commercial farms. They haven't been touched, not a single one. They are all still in place on their farms. There hasn't been any kind of drive to destroy their property rights.
It's proof of two things. It's proof that it's not a genuine land redistribution, taking from a section of white farmers and giving it to, if you like, a category of African peasant deprived of the opportunity to own good land and who will then farm it. These are political chefs, as they're called in Zimbabwe, an elite, and the papers list them. Flunkies, friends of the family, air vice marshals, judges, political operatives. Not one of them could be typified as a trained farmer or a potentially good farmer. But if you run down the list, ZANU minister, next one, provincial administrator's wife, next one, ZANU PF election agent, next one, High Court judge, High Court judge, High Court judge. And so we go on here, niece of Senator Madzongwe, girlfriend of Minister Chombo is the best. This is a cynical seizure of land which unfortunately has, first of all, discriminatory overtones. There is a form, and one doesn't want to use the emotive term ethnic cleansing, but it's distinctly racially discriminatory. It's really a sort of a Balkans ethnic retaliatory measure too that one finds in this.
I was thinking the other day, is it possible to be a white man and an American? Is it possible to be a white man and an Australian? And of course the answer is yes. But is it possible to be a white man and an African? If you talk to Mugabe, if you talk to Mbeki, if you talk to any of the nationalist leaders, the answer is very strongly no. You cannot be a white man and an African. And there's something very wrong in that.
We're on our way to go and see Billy and Ruth. They're old friends of ours. Yeah, this house has been invaded. They've been here for some time, I think. I don't know the exact situation. We'll see as we go forward. Yeah, on the latest bout of invasions, this was actually the first one to be invaded. They just broke into the house and checked everything. You know, there wasn't a jot of furniture or anything left in the house. Checked it all on the lawn and said, "This is mine." They tipped everything out of the house.
Yeah, that's what's left here then.
There was about 10 of them that came and they sat all over the place there and telling us, hurry up, I want your stuff out of here tonight, get out.
And I think we're sort of racing against time as well, because we just don't know how. I mean, even last night they were all standing outside there and we had to get out of the house quickly. Hey, my love?
Yep.
It was, and they were all sort of sitting there giving us evil eyes. Yeah.
This is where you grew up, Ruth?
Yes. The house was built in 1901. But this is where, yes, when I was born, this is the house that we lived in, yes. In fact, our family next year would have been in this district, in this area, for 100 years.
Right, here you are. Take that now.
The people that were here today were our workers. His father worked for my grandfather. He was his right-hand man. He was his cattleman. And he looked after the cattle. He dipped them. He took care of them. It's his whole life. He was born here. Belinda was born here, his niece. And they have fought to stay here. They've been beaten. They've had threats. But Belinda has just dug her heels, and her mother did. Her mother died, Joyce. She was my dearest friend. They're going to be all right. His whole family, they're all buried here. But Vic, you mustn't worry. No, you're not, Philip. You're going to be right. You're going to be right. No, you're not, Philip. Sure. Why are you going to suffer? Why are you going to suffer? You're going to chase you away. You see, they're worried they're going to be chased away. Why will they chase you? You politics. No, you mustn't worry about it. Well, we can just hope, that things come right, hey? That politics and peace comes. We must pray. Peace will come.
We sincerely hope that our case will stop further invasions and further situations like we've just seen at Billy and Ruth's house. I feel so sad for them, they've
battled it out for 8 years, and makes me actually very emotional. I just feel like crying.
The State Department said today that if Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe goes ahead with Friday's runoff election, the world will reject his rule.
The Security Council condemns the campaign of violence which has resulted in the killing of scores of opposition activists and the beating and displacement of thousands of people, including many women and children.
We cannot continue to exist here, to live as if we are an extension of the British Empire.
We've always said that the only way to beat Mugabe is to be on the right side of the law. I know our team, our legal guys, are working against the clock to get this case together.
Expectation. I wonder whether under legitimate expectation, I mean, they received an undertaking that they could stay on the land. When they bought the land, which was way after independence, in order to do that, they had to get an undertaking from the government that it wasn't needed for purposes of redistribution. So there is an expectation that they have that they can stay on there. Yes. And the government does a complete volte-face. It changes its mind. I think it has huge implications for Africa and elsewhere, because what the Mugabe government is saying is that we've altered the constitution by popular vote, 2/3 majority, and now we can do anything. But democracy is not only about popular will. We know that through European experience. The German government in the 1930s was elected popularly, and then they went on to do terrible things. Democracy is not only about what the majority of the people think, it's also about protecting fundamental human rights, making sure that you can't do certain things to individuals. And cases such as this have a resonance not only in the region but across the world. They can set examples, they're important, incrementally establishing what the fundamental principles of constitutional democracy are and should be all about.
Mugabe has created such division amongst people and such distrust between people. But they know that when they come to us, we're there to help.
We've just had a vehicle arrive, and Gift, who stood for Parliament in the last election, was in that vehicle, and this is him that you're looking at now. These guys have been beaten and tortured, and this is exactly how Mugabe treats his political opponents. Gift, could you just tell them your story?
I received a report that one of our members had been killed, so I went and consoled the family, the bereaved family, and I met a group of militias, and they attacked us. Some of them had stones which they started to throw at us, but it was in full view of the police, and the police checked their AK-47 rifles, 2 rifles. They pointed the rifles at us, and before we sped off, they actually shot at us.
Now, this is after patching these guys up. What's the plan?
The plan is we need to go to Harare.
To Harare?
So that we get some specialists.
So you need a bit of fuel, did you say? Okay. Okay, Gift, so I wish you luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
May God bless.
There's a big risk to helping people that are being victimized, because they're being victimized for a reason. And when you help people that have been beaten up, the chances are you might get beaten up as well. But we have to overcome that fear. We've actually got a duty, and we're going to help, whatever the consequences.
I think God does challenge us. I think He stretches our faith. He puts us in situations that are difficult,
And he's almost like saying to us, do you trust me in this? Do you trust me? Do you really believe that I will take care of you even in these hard times? And I think that's what we've been taught more than anything here, is actually trusting God is the only way that we'll get through it. We can't trust anything else. There's no man-made thing we can trust. The law, the order, the police, everything has been torn away, ripped away from us. And so we've actually been left in a wonderful position, really, of just trusting God for everything.
Yeah, we will trust God even if we're kicked off. Yeah, we will continue to trust God, and He will have a plan for us, and that plan will be a good plan, even if it doesn't seem good at the time.
Right, morning guys. How are you? Good, good. Okay, all right. Well, as you know, this week we're going off to Windhoek in Namibia tomorrow. Eh? Okay, early in the morning. So you need to pray, eh? For me. Eh? Pray for the case, eh? All right. Because God needs to be there. All right. And I'll get you some blankets in Windhoek, eh? Okay. All right.
I think the bravery of Mike and the family is, for me, it's amazing. I don't know how they do it, because to live in a country where you don't have protection, where you know people can walk in anytime and do whatever they want with you, and still say, I'm going to pursue the cause of justice to the end. If we had more Campbell standing up in Zimbabwe, we would have had a better Zimbabwe.
It's all a little bit frightening, because this is it, and I shudder to think what will happen to us if it goes wrong. You know, it's the fear of a final yes or no that worries you. If someone says maybe, then at least you've still got hope. But if they say yes, that'll be wonderful. If they say no, well, then we just got to get our stuff out of here and go. Right, we're all roll. Cheers, Lord.
Bye-bye, Dozy.
Bye.
I'll see you. Hopefully before.
Well, I always dread them going away. Yeah, there is a possibility that, something might happen. That's my biggest worry, is the kids, because they haven't really told them the enormity of it.
Hi, Lawsy, how are you? Yeah, the journey was no problem. Yeah. I got a message to contact you. Who has been evicted? 10 families have been evicted on Pilmuir. Were they beaten? How many guys with broken arms and legs?
How many?
18 chaps on Cecil Farm.
slowly, so I'm not hyperventilating by the time I get to We're running out of time. We need this case to be heard today.
If we were to lose this case, Africa will have a precedent that says you can discriminate on the basis of color, of race. It will be a sad day in history for all of us as human beings, because then human rights have failed, basically, and Africa is already having problems everywhere with human rights. This is one case that could change that. This is one case that can teach our leaders in Africa to act a little bit more with respect.
Complete nonsense. I can't believe it. It's shocking. It's exactly what Mugabe wanted.
Yeah, I really didn't expect this. The case has been postponed to the 18th and 19th of July.
Do you think, Mike, it might not get heard now?
Well, I suppose it will get heard. It's a question of when.
Do you think this could go on and on?
That's right. The same as our election can go on and on and on and on. The court case can go on and on and on and on. And you know who the winner is every time.
It's not justice. You know, justice delayed is justice denied. And when the Judge-President says in the interests of justice, there's heavy irony.
I can't understand why the judges were so easily influenced by those weak arguments that were put up this morning. I mean, lack of resources, lack of staff. There's no lack of resources and lack of staff when they're beating up the opposition.
And when they pitch up here at the court in a brand new Mercedes-Benz.
That's right.
Major violent takeover has really stepped up all over the country, particularly in the rural areas. And a gang had been round about 6 farms and bashed down doors and got the farmers to leave. Nettie and Bruce are good friends. A vehicle, a white Datsun 1800 pickup, arrived at the gate with approximately 10 to 12 people. They demanded that I open the gate because they wanted to talk to me. I refused and went into the house together with my wife.
We locked ourselves into the house. They started smashing windows and the front door was smashed open. One of them fired a shot directly at us, which went just over my head and close to my wife's head. He obviously intended to kill us. So they started building a fire in the downstairs lounge and we thought we would be burnt alive, which is when I said that we would come out and asked if they would let us leave peacefully, which they agreed to do. We came downstairs and they attacked me. They then grabbed my wife around the throat and she started screaming. They then started beating me with what I assume was sticks or pipes and kicking me with their boots. They dragged my wife outside and they were trying to strangle her. And one time there were at least 4 men beating and kicking her.
When you read the story of Bruce and Leslie, how does it make you feel?
We feel vulnerable, we feel insecure, we feel nervous, we feel fearful. But we've felt all those things before. And if we leave just because we feel those things, then we're doing everyone else in Zimbabwe a tremendous disservice. I think we have been put here for a purpose. And we must carry out that purpose for which we were put here.
I will well and truly serve Zimbabwe in the office of President. So help me God.
Robert Mugabe has been declared the winner of Zimbabwe's presidential election, in which he was the only candidate. But election observers declared the vote invalid because of a campaign steeped in violence and intimidation. The BBC is banned from Zimbabwe, but our World Affairs editor John Simpson is there.
Hello, who's that?
Harare, a dangerous and unpredictable journey to speak to the opposition leader, Shangarai.
Are they? Oh no. Oh no, oh Laura. Oh Laura. Oh Laura. Oh.
Then was abducted by a heavily armed gang, and then he was severely beaten with his father-in-law certainly, and also his mother-in-law, we believe, is the 3 of them together. How badly beaten we're yet to find out, but we don't know where they are.
Hi, have you heard anything? Oh, Laura. Oh, brilliant.
You're all right.
To go to hospital. Okay. Bye. Yeah.
What's the...
Oh, they're so badly beaten.
Oh.
Mike has all his fingers broken and his head is absolutely huge. They've had their feet beaten. Ben's eyes are... There's one eye that's He's been beaten round the head. Angela's got a broken arm, and they put a red-hot thing down her throat.
Incredible, isn't it? For what?
We were praying, and I felt there was this tremendous battle on for their lives. I felt just the most tremendous anguish. And we were just praying and praising God. And I'm sure that it was then, when they were holding those guns over them and saying they were going to shoot them, that they changed their plans and put them in the car and took them to Godoma, because they could have left them in the bush and they would have died of exposure if they had been left in the bush. It was just amazing.
The fact that they've come out and hammered us has made us more determined to carry on with the case. And the fact that they asked Angela to sign a piece of paper which said that we wouldn't continue with the case in SADC. Just shows that, you know, the thorn is quite deep in their flesh. And we'll continue at all costs.
Are you going to be able to make it to Windhoek?
It rather depends on Ben.
Ben didn't have a good night last night. He's got this huge fracture, you know, on his head, from sort of top of his ear round. He's very weak and definitely deteriorating, yeah. The beating he had on his head has caused hemorrhaging, and it's a clot has formed, which is causing pressure on the brain. So they're actually operating as we speak.
Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The Lord will keep you from evil, Benny. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth forevermore.
You know, it seems that if you go against Mugabe, then they let all the stops out and try and get you. But I'm afraid that's not going to work too well, because we're still going to go against Mugabe.
I feel quite overwhelmed because I'm going to have to pick up the pieces. And, you know, we don't know what the future brings. We don't know how they're going to recover. So, it's all just one day at a time, sort of 1 hour at a time, I think.
Dad, how are you?
Well done.
You have a good flight.
Very good flight. How are you, boy?
Very well. I'm doing fine. It's lovely to see you.
It's been very difficult for Mike. Mike has taken a lot longer to recover than we thought it was going to take.
But he would have loved to have been here, but it just medically, he couldn't, he's still on his back. But he's with us in spirit, and when I left him, he said, "I'm so glad that you're able to go and keep the whole thing going." But he would have loved to have been here.
Very emotional at the moment. I don't understand how people can do this to other people. This is unbelievable. And this is horrible. I can't actually believe this.
Even now, I don't feel any want of vengeance, or I don't feel bitterness, I don't feel hatred towards them. We've just seen so much hatred being foisted on the nation, and it just is such a destructive thing, and we need to love each other and build each other up and give each other a chance to go forward in a positive and constructive way.
Proverbs 29 says, "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. Many seek an audience with a ruler, but it is from the Lord that man gets justice." And Lord, we pray today for the 5 judges that have flown in from this SEDEC region. We just pray, Lord, that you put the fear of yourself in their hearts and not the fear of man. Lord, that they see that it is your law, that it is your ways that are most important if this region is going to go forward. And we just ask, Lord, that you confound the ways of wicked men. Lord, the people that are going to be there who want to pervert justice, who want to try to continue this rape of the land, this stealing and killing and destroying. Lord, we want to see those judges come with clear vision.
with clear minds, with strong hearts, and with a fear of yourself, Lord God.
Now, the court's over to the right, is it?
Yeah.
I will never sell my country. I will never surrender. Zimbabwe is mine.
There's two parts that have been set down today. The first part is the main case. It's what we've been waiting for nearly a year. And then the second part is the main matter, the contempt issue, where despite the protection that the tribunal gave us, we've been beaten up. And it's going to be very exciting. I'm excited about today.
This court is now going to consider the main case, Canberra case. So please, agents.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. The taking is from white farmers only. Here it is this internal document, and you'll see throughout there's not a reference to the fact that these are bad farmers, that they're absentee farmers. Throughout, it's one point only. They happen to be farmers who are white.
The intention was to take at least 8.3 million hectares from that commercial farming land, which was held either by whites or by large corporations, and distributed to the landless people.
The sole factual common characteristic established on these papers is that they are white. We take that point, we invite a challenge, we invite them to come back and say, these 6 were rotten farmers, those 7 have a record of beating workers. Not a thing of that kind.
Now we proceed to the case number 2A, urgent application.
Your Excellencies, we would submit that there are 4...
excuse me, Your Excellencies. Sorry for interrupting my learned friend. What we seek at this stage is a short postponement.
Well, this case is listed for this session. We don't see why it cannot be heard.
Thank you, Your Excellencies.
Your Excellencies, if I may seem impertinent to be asking for postponement, it is merely because since filing the defense, there have been developments in Zimbabwe, and as such, my instructions are that unless I can make submissions to this honorable tribunal, I would then respectfully beg to be excused from the proceedings.
Your Excellencies, there is once again an attempt to defer. And we, Your Excellency, no longer have the human and financial resources to carry on from hearing to hearing. We are all at the end of our tethers.
We are building a house of justice in the region, and the court found no reason to postpone this case. Therefore, we are going to proceed.
I would then respectfully beg the leave of the tribunal, as I have these specific instructions from my government.
I have never had experience of people walking out of court. I have never ever seen that. We respect the rule of law in this country, And that just highlighted what had happened to the rule of law in Zimbabwe. They came to the tribunal and showed the tribunal that we do not have a rule of law in Zimbabwe. They have come up with arguments that are superfluous, that are childish, that are made simply to delay, that could not be argued in substance, and the tribunal will see through that very clearly.
What took place on the evidence before you constituted in violation not only of your orders but of international law. It constituted torture. Mr. Freeth, who is with us here, suffering the most heinous head injury, which clearly, administered in the way described in detail in the papers, could have killed him.
I was almost in tears when I saw those photos. But yeah, today couldn't have gone better. It's just been absolutely overwhelming. Yeah, the case is just so compelling, especially as the opposition just walked out. You know, they don't want to, they can't answer it. They're totally exposed in what they have done and the injustices that they have committed. And no, I believe it's been a wonderful day.
I think from here, it's really a waiting game. The judges have gone out now to consider what has been said, and we don't know how long it's going to take. It's a big decision that they have to make. It's going to set an international precedent for the world.
I should be dead by now if they had their way, but we don't always let them have their way.
The farm is our homes, it's the homes for our workers, it's our livelihood, it's everything. And if we lose it, we've lost our place on the soil in Africa.
This day belongs to the farmers. The rule of law is victorious today due to the wonderful judgment in favor of justice, human rights, rule of law, and fairness. To Mike and Ben, I share my deepest gratitude for their conviction and belief in the rule of law.
Well, the effect of the judgment is that all acquisitions by the government from September 2005 have been declared by the tribunal not to have been in accordance with the rule of law.
But you guys had the vision and the courage on behalf of all of us.
Well, a lot of it has been.
Yeah, sure.
It's amazing. I'm just so pleased.
Is Mike going to be safe back at home on his farm?
That really can't comment on. But I don't see why he shouldn't be.